everybody, it's Dara, and it's Sunday morning. I have had my water, my tonic that I took to the gym. I did about 30 minutes of cardio, that's it, on a Sunday morning. And then I came home and I got dressed. I am in my white, not hot pink, half empty closet that's totally simple and fresh and clean and uncluttered, and I'm so pleased. So declutter, I can't even tell you how good it can make you feel. Your linen closet, your drawers, your junk drawer, I'm fixing a hanger. See, when you're always fixing your home, you're reaching, you're bending. It's hard to be depressed when you're moving your body. It's hard to be depressed when there's no place for the energy, the chi to get stuck. If I had boxes on the floor in the corner, I wouldn't be able to sweep there. And if you can't sweep there, then the energy gets stuck there. Wherever you can't get a broom or a vacuum, that's where energy can get stuck. So moving furniture from time to time is a good idea. I have this cork board that I put my necklaces on, and I'm going to hang it so it's off the floor. That's really important. Being organized is important, being able to find our things so that when we are a person who leaves the house in peace, we know we have a sacred and calm space to come back to. Also, if we have drawers that are too full and there's a lot of stuff we don't wear in them and we can't see the things that we do like to wear, and maybe we can't find a sock or the shirt we want or whatever it is, then we leave the house ruffled. Our feathers are ruffled. We leave the house not as calm as if we just pulled out the pair of socks that match and put them on, and we're able to leave the door in a calm. So imagine if we leave the house, we couldn't find our socks, we're a little bit off, we're a little bit late, and the first person we see, they don't get our good, calm, peaceful energy. They're getting us kind of rattled and ruffled. And then that goes out into the day, and it kind of feeds on each other. It feeds. So we want to leave the house. We want to have our routine in the morning. We want to make a tonic. We want to take care of ourselves. We want to do whatever it is, the minimal we can do to be at peace. So when we step out into the world, we bring that peace. Because we will receive that back as well. Whatever we put out, we're going to receive. So that's why decluttering is so important on so many levels. It's good for weight loss. We're bending, we're moving, we're carrying. We're not focusing on food or weight. We're making our environments beautiful. We are lightening up our load, quite literally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We are feeling more energy and lighter. So I'm going to go get on my bicycle. And there are times when I don't feel like doing that, and I've been more sedentary. And there's nothing better than when you start feeling sedentary to make yourself get up, watch the video I made, Moving Energy, and just start moving it. That's all you have to do. So on my way, going to the farmer's market to get excited about produce. When I see the red peppers and the leafy greens and the yellow squashes, and I think there's persimmons, it cheers me. And having that in a bowl in my kitchen lifts the energy, and it's inspiring creatively, it's inspiring nutritionally, it's inspiring from the earth. It's inspiration and joy. So I notice the difference in the times when I don't have time to go to the farmer's market, when I choose to do something else and eat out for lunch, which is nice once in a while. But when I do it for too long, I miss the veggies in my kitchen. I miss the fruits. I miss... And I do that on purpose. I do that at times when I really don't want to do a dish and I don't want to. I'll drink juices and go out to eat. But something starts happening to me spiritually and energetically that it's not the same. I start to feel a little bit down. So creating life in my kitchen, creating food, creating videos is part of what makes me happy. So do the things that make you happy. You won't think about your optimal weight. You just get to your optimal weight and get to your optimal life. That's really what it's about. It's not about the food and it's not about the exercise. It's about getting to do what we're supposed to be doing on this planet. So the more we clean ourselves up, the clearer we are, and the more we can satiate ourselves with those things that really truly do make us happy, and the people and the love. It's all about the love. So get your love on, get your greens on, and I'll see you guys really soon. Okay, I am back from the farmer's market, and I'm showing you my farmer's market finds in the hopes that I will be able to give you some ideas and myself ideas, because I buy things when they jump out at me. And I believe that when something looks appealing, it's our body, when we're clean, when our bodies are clean, it's our body's way of saying, you need the vitamins in that, you need the minerals in that, you need the antioxidants in these. And I got 2 things of berries. They're absolutely enormous. These blackberries, they're gorgeous, they're juicy. And if we are what we eat, don't we want to be gorgeous and juicy? I do. Let me check the video, make sure we have enough space. Okay, we're all set, we're secure, we won't run out of time or space or won't get cut off. So we want to be juicy, we want to be what we want to eat the way we want to be. I'll never forget when David Wolf said in the very beginning of my raw food journey, probably 8 years ago, I think it was him who said, do we want, yeah, it was, if you think about a piece of chicken and you think about it's like white and fleshy and dead, or do you want to be like live, colorful, juicy, vibrant? And I just think about that and it just rings true. We want to be live. We want to eat food. This is why raw food is so great, because raw food has living enzymes. Raw food is absorbed into our bodies and it doesn't take so long to move through our many, many feet of intestines like animal protein does. It does. I'm not telling you what to eat, what not to eat. I'm just saying that the truth is that it could take 48 hours for meat to move through your body. And if you do not have a very clean colon, which many of us don't from a standard American diet, white bread, peanut butter, pasta, all kinds of things that clog our colon and animal products mixed in, it gets stuck. And then so this meat that you're eating isn't flowing through freely and things putrefy, and you don't even want me to tell you right now, because we're going to talk about gorgeous things and happy things. But we're going to talk about the fact that 7hotdates.com has medjool, fresh, juicy, really squishy dates. Okay, food idea. You're in a hurry. I'm suggesting not putting almond butter on here because like fruits and nuts can be a bad combination for indigestion. For the fruit sugars go through quickly and the nut butters don't go through so quickly, and that creates gas and bloating and fermentation. But maybe a teeny little bit of tahini, it's a seed, it does a little bit better. Wow. Okay. Berries, soft dates, mash up, a little bit of cacao, pinch of salt, maybe some medicinal herbs like reishi, and you have a mashed little fruit jam pudding. Okay, we're getting creative here. The dates are so great if you're doing anything. The dates are great if you're making a smoothie, if you're making granola. For those of you who want to be completely vegan and are not into a titch of honey there, here and there, dates are the perfect whole food. They're a non-processed sweetener. So I reused my plastic bag and I got gorgeous, hearty, beautiful kale. And there's 2 kinds of kale that I like, that I get. Licinto, this is the dark dinosaur or Licinto kale, and this one is the curly kale. What I like to do with the curly kale is go back and search my my kale chip recipe. Oh my gosh. All you need is a blender, some cashews. If you don't like cashews, use hemp seeds, nutritional yeast, salt, garlic, water, blend it up. Break off the kale. You hold the stem and you pull off the leaves. It'd be better if I had the whole stem and it works. And you pull that off and then you coat it with the dressing. You either eat it without dehydrating and it's a gorgeous salad, or you dehydrate it into chips. The curly kale is nice for the chips because it holds on to the batter. That's what the nutritional yeast is, what I consider it. It's a batter. This is also great if you want to eat kale. I don't eat a lot of raw kale without blending it. I just like to blend it. But if you do have the time and you want to eat the raw kale, it's wonderful, but it's really best if you massage it. Massage your kale. Because when you massage your kale, you're breaking down the enzymes and it makes it softer and easier for us to digest. This with a little bit of sesame oil, sesame seeds, maybe some cranberries or raisins, some pine nuts thrown in, gorgeous salad. If you don't have pine nuts, use walnuts. This is really good for juicing. This Jacinto kale is or dinosaur kale is really good for smoothies. I've also been known to take kale, slice it really thin, and this is really good for those of you who are approaching cold weather, who are in cold weather. This is a trick that I haven't told everybody, but I micro slice it or chiffonade, and then I take a pan, and yes, I'm going to turn the pan on the stove with coconut oil, and I'm going to heat the coconut oil, and I'm going to throw the chiffonaded kale onto the pan, and before I put the kale in, I put some garlic, right? And then you have the smell of the cooking garlic, which to me it's okay if you cook garlic. Then you throw this on, a big bowl of the chiffonaded, it sounds so funny, kale, and you flash saute it. It's so quick that it's almost still raw, but you get the flavor of the garlic and the coconut oil and the warmth. You put that over a bed of julienne or pasta zucchini, and you have a gorgeous, and some salt, and garlic, you have the garlic, you have a gorgeous dinner that gives you a cooked feeling with the benefits of the kale and the benefits of the zucchini. Now, kale is better for some people cooked, because if you have a slow thyroid, supposedly kale inhibits the uptake of iodine. So if you're having a slow thyroid and it's going to mess with that, then by all means steam your kale or flash saute it. For me, I found the benefits of kale raw, blending it, outweighed any risk of it slowing the uptake of iodine. I used a lot of kale when I first went raw, and I reversed the symptoms of my Hashimoto's, my thyroid problem. So you're really going to have to trust your intuition on that. I saw Laszlo today, and it's the first of the persimmons. These are fuyu. Two kinds. There's fuyu, which you can eat like an apple. Go ahead, bite into it hard. It feels really hard. Jeff, the rotographer, said it felt like a baseball. I gave him one. And he said, can I eat it? And I said, you can eat it now. It's not the hot chia. The hot chia have a point at the end, and they need to feel like a water balloon before you eat them. Because if you bite into a hot chia too soon, you have the worst taste, the worst feeling, the worst texture in your mouth ever. It's chalky, it dries up your mouth, it's awful. So fuyu can be eaten like an apple. I like to cut these up in salads. Gorgeous. Kale salad would be so great with red onion and some apple cider vinegar, or coconut vinegar is my new thing. I did get arugula. I'm a huge fan of, this is wild arugula from Maggie's Farms. And arugula to me just says Parmesan. And since I'm not doing the dairy thing, it says to me Parmesan made out of pine nuts, Parmesan made out of Brazil nuts. Pine nuts are expensive, Brazil nuts are a nice substitute, so if you take a little mini food processor, I've done this before, and you process it with garlic and salt, the Brazil nuts, you get your selenium, you get your nuttiness on top of this. Pine nuts are great. And the way to make Parmesan cheese, real Parmesan cheese, someone asked me this, who was it? They said, how do they do it? How do they do it, make the Parmesan? Well, anyway, you take a little bit of water, the pine nuts, garlic, salt, nutritional yeast, which tastes like cheese. You blend it in a blender, and I'm going to say the NutriBullet because it's small and you're not making a big amount. So a little NutriBullet, you blend the pine nuts. Then you pour it out onto a Teflon sheet for your dehydrator, into a thin sheet. You dehydrate it and you break it up after it's dehydrated, and it's like pieces of Parmesan. Arugula. I love arugula. Arugula on top of raw bread is amazing. Cabbage is so good to have in the house. Cabbage has a lot of fiber, and it's a wonderful boat. Cabbage can be used as a boat for any chopped anything. So for those of you who are tired of salads, I am going to recommend, and this is great in the winter too, because usually you can find celery, you can find apples, you can find carrots, you can find raisins, and maybe even some dill, and a little bit of coconut nectar or honey, a little bit of apple cider vinegar or lemon, and you are going to chop that up and make a little salad, and cinnamon, and a little bit of oil in there. So you get this beautiful salad, and you make a boat, and you put that in, and Then you put some avocado or tahini, some kind of fat to make it feel really good. Cabbage is great if you want to make a coleslaw, okay? So that's one thing. Hemp makes a nice creamy dressing for a coleslaw. You can also make your own sauerkraut, because raw sauerkrauts in a jar tend to be on the pricey side. Quickly shred this in the Cuisinart in your food processor, and then you put salt on it, and you let the salt sit, and it'll start to sweat. And you massage it, you rub, you squeeze the cabbage until it has a lot of its own juices. And then all the sauerkraut is you're covering up the sauerkraut in its own juices by putting a jar over the sauerkraut, covering it, and you let it sit out for days, and poof, there you have it starts to ferment itself. It starts to digest itself. So it breaks down. It has healthy fermentation. You could add probiotics if you want. And you get something that's easy to digest, has healthy flora. Lots of YouTube videos on making your own sauerkraut. I highly recommend it. You can make a nice big batch for yourself or your family. Red peppers. I'm into color. Look, obviously I like to have the green, the yellow, orange, the red. David Wolf is coming out with a book on eat color or eating. I always write on my Instagram, follow me, eat color, eat love. How great are these? These are cucumber pickles, and I love them because they're crunchy. So what I was thinking about with the red pepper, I'm seeing strips. I'm thinking julienne strips of the cucumber, strips of the persimmon, even strips of the apple. And I'm thinking about it in a wrap. And I'm thinking about it in a rice wrap, which is not raw, but I pulled out apples, for those of you who are wondering. Beautiful little pock-marked apples where you know it just isn't perfect. And then you know you've got the real deal. The chances are it came from an orchard that has minerals in the ground. This is a teeny little non-perfect apple. So, where? Here they are. Okay, so we have spring roll wrappers, rice paper wrappers. It's not raw, but it's a lot of fun. And for those of you who want to get into the habit of eating more vegetables, these wrappers are going to satisfy you. And I think I'll show you how to do it later. I need somebody to film me, but basically, I'll tell you anyway, so you can, I had to figure this out. You have this plate size rice paper, so good. And you take a plate, just a dinner plate, and you put some water in the dinner plate. That's what I do. And next to the dinner plate, I will have a cutting board and with a piece of paper towel on it. So I soak the rice paper, fold it over, let it a minute maybe, pick it up, it's going to be really soft, and I put it on the paper towel. Then I take it off and I put it on the cutting board or another plate, and that's when you have your soft wrap. And you put your sliced everything in with some avocado, maybe some tahini with some namashoyu or tahini with some coconut aminos and honey or sweetener of choice. And then you put all those things in there and you wrap it up, and it is wow. So for those of you who need more ideas than just salads, I hope that has helped. There's a zillion things you can do with produce. It's beyond exciting. And use your imagination. You know, mash up berries. Blend them with hemp seeds, you know, blend them with dates. Make yourself a pudding, you know, make yourself happy, because this food can make you happy. It would be really hard to be depressed if you ate this every day, I promise you. So you'll feel happy, you'll feel sexy, you'll feel calm, because this food alkalizes you. A lot of leafy greens takes down the acidity in your body. Acidity makes us angry and bitter. So try it, drink a green juice, and you'll just feel so insta-calm. I want you guys to feel good, you know, and I really believe this is the root to feeling good. It's not everything, but it's the best first thing is to do the food and then get to everything else after. It will come, I promise. The magnificence, the synchronicities, the good feeling of wanting to move your body and then going out and moving your body, of wanting to get sunshine, of wanting to put your feet on the earth, to wanting to hug somebody, wanting to share what you have to share, and everybody has something to share. So on that note, I love you guys for real, and I will see you very soon.